Hello, I'm Hickey from interest.co.nz and welcome to another in our summer series of the top 10 charts of 2009. In these charts we hope to explain something that's happening with the New Zealand economy, giving you some insight into where we might be headed and explain a little bit behind the factors that move the New Zealand economy. This chart here shows you what the Treasury is forecasting will happen to New Zealand public debt over the long term. Essentially, they're saying that without any policy change right now, our debt, and it's mostly foreign debt, will rise from around about 20% of GDP right now, which is very good, very sustainable, to 223% of GDP by 2049. That's because we have a large number of people who are about to retire, who will see increased costs, not just for their healthcare, but for their pension. And the New Zealand government itself has gone into deficit and won't be out of deficit until 2016 or so. That big chunk of deficit spending over the next 4 or 5 years will drive us deep into deficit. And then we get into the problem of having to keep paying the interest payments on the debt that we built up. And that 223% of GDP is essentially unsustainable. Anything over about 100% and foreign investors really start to get very grumpy. And you'd have to say that if we didn't make those changes, we didn't change the way the economy was growing, we didn't change the way that the economy was taxed, we didn't change the structure of the population, potentially with a big migration surge, then we would see New Zealand's credit rating downgraded again and again and again. And essentially it would be completely unsustainable because interest rates would be too high. That's the challenge ahead of the government right now. Should it reform the economy to avoid one of these scenarios, which is a big debt blowout, or should it do nothing and hope that the economy recovers and we're all fine in the long run? I know my view. I think the New Zealand government needs to reform the way government operates, the way the tax system operates, and the way the economy operates, if we're going to avoid this sort of long-term debt blowout. I'm Hickey. That's another one of our series of the top 10 charts of 2009.